In the most intimate moments between two people, there exists a language without words, a dialogue of trust, closeness, and presence. When a woman allows herself to receive you fully, it is not just a physical act. It is the culmination of emotional connection, mutual respect, and deep understanding. For her, this is not about the mechanics of the body, but the meaning it carries. She feels a profound sense of safety. Safety that comes from knowing she is with someone who honors her boundaries, cherishes her feelings, and values her beyond the moment. That safety allows her to open fully, not just in body, but in heart and mind. It becomes a sanctuary where both can be their true selves without fear of judgment. It is also a space of vulnerability. In these moments, she is not just experiencing you. She is allowing herself to be known. There is an unspoken acknowledgement that what you share carries significance. This vulnerability, when met with tenderness, transforms into an even deeper emotional bond. For many women, it can evoke a sense of being chosen, of knowing that this moment is shared only between the two of you. It becomes a confirmation that she matters to you in ways that go beyond the surface, that you see her as irreplaceable in your life. Afterward, there is an emotional afterglow, a lingering warmth that is not about the act itself, but about the connection it created. It is the soft smile that appears without effort, the calm that settles in, and the feeling of closeness that seems to stretch time. There is also a quiet awareness of responsibility. Moments like this carry meaning, and with that meaning comes care. Care for each other's bodies, hearts, and futures. When that care is mutual, it becomes a testament to the strength of the relationship. And perhaps most powerfully, these moments become memories, not just of what happened, but of how it felt. The memory is not just physical, it's emotional, a story of trust, affection, and the unshakable knowing that she was seen, valued, and deeply connected to you. Because in the end, it is not the moment itself that defines her feelings. It is the depth of connection you bring to it. And when that connection is real, it becomes something far greater than the act. It becomes love in motion. Emotional trust and safety in intimate moments is not built in an instant. It grows from a series of consistent caring actions over time. For a woman, feeling safe in such a moment begins long before the physical closeness happens. It starts with the way you listen to her, the way you respect her boundaries, and the way you value her as a whole person. When she feels she can share her thoughts, fears, and dreams without judgment, she begins to develop a deeper sense of ease with you. This ease is the foundation for true intimacy because it assures her that you see her as more than a fleeting encounter. You see her as someone worth cherishing. In these moments, trust becomes a silent agreement between two people. It is not something she can force herself to feel. It is something that naturally unfolds when your actions have shown reliability, care, and respect time and time again. She knows she can rely on you not just to protect her physical well-being, but also her emotional state. This knowledge allows her to let go of unnecessary tension and be fully present, knowing she is with someone who will hold her with both care and honor. Safety in this sense is more than just a lack of danger. It is the presence of comfort. It is knowing that if she expresses her needs, they will be met with understanding rather than resistance. It is the certainty that her feelings matter as much as your own. This creates an emotional environment where closeness is not rushed but allowed to flow naturally without pressure or expectation. She can feel the sincerity in your touch, the steadiness in your presence, and the respect in your actions. Emotional safety also allows her to connect on a deeper level because she does not feel the need to guard herself without the fear of being misunderstood or taken for granted. She can be authentic and expressive. This authenticity enriches the connection between you, turning the moment into something more meaningful than just a physical interaction. She can immerse herself in the experience without holding back parts of herself out of self-protection. Mutual vulnerability is a shared space where both individuals allow their true selves to be seen without hiding behind masks or defenses. For a woman, this kind of openness during a deeply personal moment is not simply about what is happening physically. It is about the willingness to be emotionally present, to let you see her in her most unguarded state. Vulnerability in this sense is not weakness. It is a powerful act of trust. It is saying without words, I am letting you see the real me without pretenses. When this openness is reciprocated, it creates a unique form of closeness that cannot be replicated through surface-level connection. This shared vulnerability requires a balance of giving and receiving. If she senses that you are also present emotionally, that you are not detached or guarded, it reassures her that she is not alone in the experience. She feels that the connection is not one-sided but something you are both actively creating together. This equality and emotional exposure allows the moment to carry deeper meaning because it is built on a foundation where neither person is holding back their genuine self. There is also a quiet courage in this process. Allowing oneself to be emotionally vulnerable often means releasing control and letting go of the need to appear perfect or invulnerable. For a woman, this might mean trusting you enough to let her emotions be visible, whether that's joy, contentment, or even the tears that come from being deeply moved. When she sees that you meet her openness with care and understanding, it reinforces the bond between you and confirms that she made the right choice in trusting you. Mutual vulnerability also heightens emotional awareness in the moment. Without walls or pretenses, every subtle expression, every gentle gesture carries weight. She can feel your presence not just physically, but in the way your attention stays on her, the way you attune to her reactions, and the way you allow yourself to be equally unguarded. This is where the connection moves beyond physical closeness into emotional resonance. In this shared space, there is no need for competition, control, or performance. The experience becomes a safe exchange of genuine emotions where both people contribute to the atmosphere of trust and acceptance. She can sense that you are not just there to take something from the moment, but to give something equally valuable, your full self. And when both partners are emotionally invested in this way, the connection leaves a lasting impression. It is in this exchange that true intimacy thrives. The moment becomes more than just what is seen or felt on the surface. It becomes a memory of being accepted wholly without judgment in a space where both people revealed themselves completely and were met with nothing but care in return. The sense of being chosen is one of the most profound feelings a woman can experience in moments of deep connection. It is the quiet but powerful realization that in this intimate space you are not just sharing time together. You are making a deliberate choice to be fully present with her and only her. This feeling is rooted in exclusivity, not in the sense of ownership, but in the knowledge that she is the person you want to be with in this moment above all others. It is a kind of affirmation that speaks directly to her heart, telling her she is valued, appreciated, and significant in your life. For a woman, being chosen is not simply about the act itself, but about the history that leads up to it. Every conversation you have shared, every gesture of care you have shown, every time you have remembered something important to her, these all build into the emotional foundation that makes the moment feel meaningful. It is the culmination of countless small choices you have made to invest in her, see her, and make her feel important. When this history is present, the experience carries far more weight because it is anchored in genuine connection rather than fleeting desire. This sense of being chosen also reassures her about her place in your life. It tells her she is not an option among many, but someone you have consciously decided to be close to. It strengthens her confidence in your bond because it shows that what you share is not accidental. Why it is intentional, and intentionality in a relationship is a powerful signal of care, loyalty, and emotional commitment in the moment itself. The way you focus your attention reinforces this feeling. When your presence is undivided, when your eyes, words, and gestures are directed toward her with sincerity, she feels a sense of belonging that cannot be faked. Distractions, impatience, or lack of engagement can easily undermine this. But when you are fully there with her, she feels not only desired, but deeply respected. This emotional assurance brings with it a kind of calm joy. She can relax into the moment knowing she is where she is meant to be, with someone who has chosen her wholeheartedly. This removes any undercurrent of doubt and replaces it with certainty, allowing her to fully embrace the closeness you are sharing. Over time, these moments of being chosen become part of the emotional narrative of your relationship. They are remembered not for the setting or the details, but for how they made her feel secure, cherished, and undeniably significant. The power of this feeling lingers, shaping the way she sees both you and the connection you share, making it stronger with each passing moment. The emotional afterglow is a gentle, lingering state that follows a deeply connected moment between two people. For a woman, this feeling is not just about what has taken place, but about the emotional space that exists immediately afterward. It is the quiet sense of warmth that settles in her heart, the calmness in her mind, and the comfort of knowing she has shared something meaningful with someone she trusts. This afterglow is often described as a kind of stillness, not empty, but full of unspoken connection. It is the continuation of intimacy in a softer, more reflective form. This feeling often begins in the moments right after closeness, when the rush of emotions starts to settle and the focus shifts to simply being together. The afterglow is strengthened by your actions in these moments, the way you hold her, the way you speak to her, or even the way you remain quietly present. These subtle gestures tell her that your connection is not confined to the act itself, but extends beyond it into the way you care for her afterward. It reassures her that you value her as a whole person, not just in a single moment of passion. The afterglow can also spark meaningful communication, even if no words are spoken. A look, a smile, or the simple act of staying close can communicate more than an entire conversation. These non-verbal cues help her feel understood without needing to explain herself. It becomes a space where silence is not awkward but comforting, where she can simply exist and know she is accepted. There is also an element of gratitude in the afterglow. She may feel thankful for the connection you share, for the way you have treated her, and for the mutual respect that allows moments like this to be so fulfilling. This gratitude does not need to be expressed outright. It is often felt deeply and carried forward into future interactions. Over time, the afterglow becomes something she looks forward to as much as the moment itself. It is a time when intimacy turns into peace and connection turns into reassurance. This lasting emotional warmth becomes part of the bond between you, reinforcing the idea that what you share is real, meaningful and worth holding on to. Shared responsibility in moments of deep connection is about both people understanding that intimacy is not just an experience, but also a mutual commitment. For a woman, knowing that you are equally aware of the emotional and practical considerations surrounding closeness is a sign of care and maturity. It shows her that you recognize the importance of her well-being not just in the present, but in the future. This awareness builds trust because it demonstrates that you are not approaching the moment carelessly, but with genuine respect for what it represents. This sense of shared responsibility begins with mutual understanding. It means you are both on the same page about what the moment means, how it affects your relationship, and how you will care for each other afterward. This clarity helps her feel safe because she knows that what happens is not just one person's choice, but a joint decision made with honesty and consideration. It eliminates uncertainty and allows her to focus on the emotional connection rather than worrying about unspoken expectations. Shared responsibility also means being attentive in the moment. It is about noticing her responses, listening to her cues, and adjusting to ensure she remains comfortable and engaged. This attentiveness proves that you are present with her emotionally, not just physically. She can sense when you are aware of her needs without her having to explain them outright. And this creates a deep sense of connection and care. Ultimately, this mutual sense of care transforms closeness from something fleeting into something lasting. For a woman, it is deeply affirming to know that you are both holding the weight of the moment together. When you take responsibility alongside her, it becomes clear that you see her as an equal partner deserving of respect, attention, and care in every aspect of the connection. This understanding strengthens trust and turns the experience into a bond that grows stronger over time. Heightened emotional memory is the lasting imprint that meaningful moments leave on the heart and mind. For a woman, certain experiences stand out not because of their setting or timing, but because of the emotions they stirred within her. When a moment of closeness carries trust, respect, and genuine affection, it often becomes etched in her memory in a way that feels vivid even years later. This is because the mind tends to hold on to experiences that carry deep emotional significance, replaying them with clarity whenever something triggers the memory. Such memories are not just mental images. They are complete recollections of feelings, sensations, and the unspoken connection shared in that space. She may remember the way you looked at her, the calm in your voice, the warmth of your presence, and the reassurance in your touch. These details combine to create a lasting emotional picture, one that she can revisit whenever she wants to feel connected to you again. When the experience is positive and affirming, the memory becomes a source of comfort and joy rather than something fleeting. Heightened emotional memory is also shaped by how present and engaged you were in the moment. If you were fully attentive, responsive, and emotionally open, it reinforces the memory as one worth cherishing. She will recall not only what happened, but how you made her feel seen and valued. This is why authenticity matters so much, because what lingers in her mind is not perfection in the technical sense, but the realness of your connection and the honesty of your presence. Over time, these memories can influence how she perceives your relationship as a whole. Positive, emotionally charged moments become milestones that she associates with the growth of your bond. They can strengthen her sense of trust, making her more confident in the relationship and more willing to invest her own vulnerability. In this way, the memory does not just belong to the past. It actively shapes the present and the future. Heightened emotional memory also deepens intimacy outside of the moment itself. When she recalls the experience, she may feel a renewed sense of affection, gratitude, and closeness toward you. This can inspire her to express more care, share more openly, or create new opportunities for connection. The memory becomes a quiet thread tying the two of you together, pulling you closer even when you are physically apart. In many cases, the most lasting memories are built not from grand gestures, but from moments where two people are fully in sync without distraction or distance. When the experience carries a balance of emotional presence, mutual respect, and genuine affection, it becomes more than something that happened. It becomes a part of her story. And when that story is one she cherishes, it stays with her as a reminder of the bond you share and the way you make her feel truly valued. True intimacy is built on far more than a single moment. It is the sum of trust, vulnerability, care, and the shared commitment to value each other deeply. When a woman feels safe, chosen, and respected, the connection moves beyond the physical into something lasting and meaningful. Each moment becomes a reflection of the bond you have nurtured over time, carrying with it a sense of emotional security and mutual understanding. The afterglow, the shared responsibility, and the memories you create together become part of the foundation of your relationship, strengthening it long after the moment has passed. It is this combination of presence, attentiveness, and genuine affection that transforms closeness into something unforgettable, leaving both people with not just a memory, but a deeper trust in the love they share. Yeah.